there's a methodology in project management in corporations. So I worked in corporate for a really long time. Hi, Michelle. Hi, honey. Hi, Mary. Hello, everybody. So I worked in corporate for a really long time. And whenever there was a project, when I started, there was I actually went and did project management training. So I knew how to run a project, which was, you set your goal, and then you set like these incremental milestones, and then you build everything, like your resources, your budget, and everything to meet those milestones, to kind of move forward in that way. And the challenge is that that doesn't really, nothing ever works that way. Like you can't get everybody in alignment. It's like a very frustrating model, and it requires that everything follow the same plan, that the goal that you start with is the goal that you end with. Now think about that. Think about that right now, that how frustrated are some people, right? Because we aren't in a better place in the government, in the economy, in jobs, and even just being able to enjoy a beach, right? Like here we are in Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, actually more, right? And people can't get to them. You live in Florida or California, and they can go to the beach, but should you go to the beach? It's this weird experience. And so the expectation, the goal is to get to freedom, right? Let's just put it that way. Like we want everything to be back to normal as far as being able to move about the cabin easily, right? The challenge is that all along the way, normal and what we want is changing, right? Even think about it. What you wanted week 1 was just to know that everybody'd survive and that we'd all be able to get back to everything being okay, right? And then by the end of the first month, you're like, well, maybe I kind of like working from home a little bit. Maybe I like having a little bit of spaciousness in my life. Maybe I like this. And so there's that awareness that things are changing, and they're evolving. But if we stay true to the goal, now we're changing. Our individual perceptions on what we want are changing, but the goal hasn't changed. And so we're not really being drawn to what we originally said, because things are changed. So we're getting in our way. We're finding new ways to be distracted, or we feel frustrated because we now are committed to this goal. That's one method. The newer method for project management is something called Agile. And Agile is iterative. And so what you do is you set up a premise, you set up a story, you go, okay, this is what we want. We want a new software. For example, we want to introduce this new software, and this is what we think it's going to do. And so the engineers get together and they go, okay, well, we're going to write stories about who we think is going to use. They literally write stories about who they think is going to use or how they're going to use that software. And they go, Mary is going to use it to do X, Y, and Z. Da, 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 da. And so what they do is they start to solve and create for Mary, and create for Joe, and create for Juan, and create for all these people that are going to use this software. They're going to write these stories to do this. And so they do that. And then what they go is, this software isn't what we thought it was. Like these guys, it's not going to meet their needs. So our original goal needs to be adjusted. That's the Agile. And so it adjusts as the project adjusts, and the needs adjust, and the scope adjusts. And I feel like that's kind of what we're moving towards, is our having a clear outcome and a path to get there isn't really working. And how many of you are probably experiencing this in your own lives right now? Like you can see what you want, but the path to get there isn't really clear, or the rug got kind of pulled out from underneath you, or the way you've always done things isn't working anymore. And so it's either you can keep trying the same thing and get frustrated. Like even it's a mindset thing. Like I should be able to do X, right? So ask a different question. Explore something new. Engage in some curious thinking. One of the things I had a conversation, because I was a PTO mom, right? This was like something I did for the last few years. And this last year I was PTO president. I was talking with our new principal for the grade school. Now, I don't have any kids anymore at the grade school, but I was having a conversation with her about, fall and kind of what PTO could do and how we can maybe think about doing things differently so that we can just PTO can start to have conversations over the summer to plan. And I said, I think we continually are asking the wrong question in the media, our schools, our government. And the question is, how do we get everybody back in school? And I'm like, why are we asking that question? It's only something that we know is going to lead to frustration. And we think about, how do we get back to normal, getting all the kids in the schools, right? The teachers want it because that's the job they signed up for. They didn't sign up to be doing what I'm doing with you right now. They didn't sign up for that. So the question is, if school changes, what else changes? Kids don't, some kids need different kinds of schooling. But instead, we could be asking, hey, how can we do school better given these circumstances? What are we learning that is actually opening new doors for learning? And how do we find ways to support families rather than spending all of our energy? How do we fix the building? What if we put the energy in how do we support families in our communities in being able to do the thing that's best for the communities and the families? And she just laughed at me. She goes, "Why would you think that?" I said, "Because I know for a fact that given what I know about biology and things, that we're not going to be ready to go back to school full time. So to put our energy into trying to manage a structure and we're just going to end up getting disappointed because there's only so many ways you can work within a structure. But if you think beyond the structure, now you can get into some really, really creative solutions. You can get into something that's more expansive, more possible. But we continually are asking the wrong questions. And sometimes we're doing that for ourselves too. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Linda. Hello, Carol. I'm so glad you guys are on. Angeline. So I'm curious to know if you guys are noticing this too, like where you are finding like doing the same old, that you're getting stuck. That you're getting stuck in how you think about things, getting stuck in how you're approaching things. Even when we think about like things should go back to normal, right? How many of us are like, God, I just hate having to think so much. I hate having to worry about things I didn't have to worry about 2 months ago. Whether it's how I talk, whether it's about having to be more thoughtful about my words, what I'm sharing, about being aware of the world I'm in, right? It's we're all a bit uncomfortable. So how are we asking the right questions, or are we just banging our head against a wall? And so as we breathe, one of the things we can do in the breath, and we talked about this a little bit last week, is thinking about where in our day are we getting frustrated? Are we getting tight and constricted and limited? Think about that. Where over the last week, and just pick one thing. Where were you feeling tight or constricted or limited? Like, I only can do this or this. I either have to show up for my family this way or this way. Like, I have a friend who is dating someone, and he was like, I don't know if I want to go here to spend time with them or if I just want to stay home. If I go, but somewhere in that, like, lost all other possibilities. It became either I do this or I do this. Like, there was no other options available. Like, there was only going to be these two things. And so he was getting frustrated and annoyed. And I simply asked, I said, well, what else is available? What other things could you do that you could have time with this person and you could have time alone? And immediately, it was like within 30 seconds, he was like, well, I could just go visit for a day instead of for the whole weekend. Look at that. Like it just, sometimes we just need to ask a different question. One in which we can, where our needs are met, one in which we are honoring that part of ourselves that is feeling agitated. And it seems simple, but that's where we're not in the habit of that. We're in the habit of reacting and feeling trapped. And so in the breath, what we're doing when we go in and breathe, when we go into that quiet place where we're very centered and peaceful, we have access to more, right? And so one of the questions that I love to ask is, what is one thing that I'm not seeing that is available to me right now? And usually within like 30 minutes, I'll have some new idea pop in. Somebody will call me or something will happen. What's another option that I haven't seen yet? And now what happens is that I'm looking for that option. Instead of being stuck in this or this, I'm looking for what is emerging in the in between. And it's more fun, right? So, what do you guys think about that? Is that helpful to you right now? I'm just really um, realizing this month is going to be one where we're kind of brought up on our edges, brought up to our edges, brought up to what is available to us. And either we can use the tools we have and be committed to using them, even when we don't wanna. And many of us don't wanna, let's be honest, right? But that we start to use it in a different way. And what emerges is new possibilities, a new energy, a zest, a zeal for living, right? What's a new, like, where do you feel trapped? Where are you feeling stuck? So I'm going to invite everybody to just check in. How are you doing? What's one word or one thing you want to bring to the group today? What would be helpful for you as we share this? Like, bring in a word, a phrase. I'm going to invite you to do that because we're out of sync. Like we haven't come together yet. I can feel that, and I can feel like this. I don't know if I have anything to share. I just want you guys to claim your spot here. Speak into the group. Bring your energy in. And speak. How are you feeling today? What's your word today? What is it that is true for you right in this moment? No limitation. And I will tell you, my word today is curiosity. Ooh, shifting. Christine, hi. I'm so glad you're on. Shifting. I love that. I love that. What else, you guys? Shifting's good because this is a good month for it. I will be reposting in my blog. I was going to do it this weekend. The kind of the month rundown that I put together. I'll post that in my blog today so that you can see it, and I'll send that to you, Christine, because I think you'll find like that word I think is very resonant with kind of the energy of July. So if you're fine, I think that's wonderful. Organization over chaos. All right. That's powerful. And first, that sounds like a powerful declaration, honey. I love it. Ooh, Carol, stressed and jittery, anxious about many things, work and moving. Okay. And so today as you breathe, let's just breathe in what is available to you that you maybe aren't seeing or experiencing that that you can bring to the experience of moving and to work right now that can help help you give some breathing space. Michelle, respecting myself and others. Oh, that's so good, right? That's another declaration. That's like, hey, this is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm choosing. This is what matters. This is powerful. And to breathe this into this group, I want you to know the power in this group. This group is powerful. The energy, the intention as you speak it in, we are all receiving this. And it also prompts every single person to go, oh, I can take a breath. Yes, I'm claiming my seat too. This is what I'm bringing in. Oh, I love it. Do you guys know each other? I did not know that, Christine. Maybe I did. I don't know. That's so funny. Angeline, acceptance. Excellent. Carol, love it. Kathy, you're feeling stressed and unknowing. So let's breathe in and welcome in your inner wisdom. Welcome that connection so that you can deepen your knowing of, even when things make no sense with our eyes, with our ears, with our senses, that we can feel that deep and profound wisdom. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I did not know, like, how many of you, we should do 6 degrees of separation, because I love when people know each other. Like, it blows me away. And I may have known that, but I did not make that connection that Michelle, that you and Christine know each other. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I am blessed to surround myself with amazing people and a lot of amazing women. I will just tell you, I was thinking about that. And so, one more quick commercial before we get going. And some of you are in my book club that we've started, Big Magic, which is awesome, which I have right here. I'm doing another book group. It's really more of a discussion group around a book. I'm reading this. So if you, oh, that's awesome. If you're interested, it's around the book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. And we're also going to do a discussion on the movie 13th. And there are only a few spots left. So if you are interested, message me. It'll be Tuesday afternoons starting next week, Tuesday, from 4:30 to 5:30, 5:45. So if you're interested, it's open to anyone and it's free. And I'm learning too. I'm just creating the space for it as part of a larger group that is doing these small group discussions, and it may lead to another group. So if you are, if that calls to you, if you want to be part of a discussion, even if it doesn't work for you, but you want to know of other times, the other times I know, and some other groups that still have room, and they're amazing facilitators, are on Wednesdays. So if that works better for you, just message me. I'll get you in contact. But really, right now, there's some desire to just have discussion, to be able to learn and educate and get some good foundation. So I wanted to do that little pitch in case anyone is interested. And I didn't. That's so cool that you guys worked at Bluma Prenatal Yoga. Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did. I love it. I love it. I love. I love how we all get to know each other, and then how many people know each other, not necessarily because I've connected you, but you know each other and found each other in the group. That keeps happening, and I love it. So, hey, that's one of my favorite things. All right, let's go ahead and begin. And I want to welcome you to the group. Hang on one second. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, sorry, my phone just went all wonky. All right, let's take some deep breaths and come into this present moment. And just take some deep cleansing breaths, being right here, right now, wherever you are. Knowing that bringing your attention to your breath, no matter where you are, whatever's going on, can give you an immediate response to love, appreciation, clarity, peace. Just taking a deep, connected breath, consciously aware of this experience. And just feel the peace and the ease wash over you. And as we breathe, let's breathe in love and appreciation for this body, for every cell of our body, And our cells just open up to receive this love and appreciation and light that we breathe in. So much easier to breathe. Just feeling yourself relax with every breath. And as we follow that breath into our body, just feeling ourselves fall away gently from our thoughts and our emotions. Relax. Just letting our thoughts be. And whatever is going on emotionally, whatever is distracting us, letting it be. And just falling into that still, quiet place within. I sometimes imagine that I'm falling into a big pile of feathers, or a big, giant, soft, white beanbag. I'm just cradled and I can relax fully and just be. Now, as I breathe, just allowing this sense of peace and presence of this perfect moment to just wash over and through me. Just notice how quickly you are able to get to a place of quiet and stillness. It's in this place that you have access to your wisdom, to your power, to your sense of truth. And we breathe and be open and willing. When you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stressed or stuck, take a few minutes to breathe and come here. In the peacefulness and quietness of no mind, of just being. It's in this sense of stillness and presence that we bring ourselves gently to our awareness of our physical body. Maybe seeing it or feeling it or just sensing it. Noticing that this body is breathing. We don't have to think about it. It just breathes. And that our heart is beating, allowing the blood to be pushed through the veins, through the arteries, carrying nutrients, carrying oxygen, carrying away waste and carbon dioxide. And we don't have to think to make our heart do what it does. Aware now of our muscles and our bones and tendons and sinews that hold us in this comfortable position all of the muscles that know how to move to allow this body to function. This all is happening in divine order. That the electrical signals from the brain don't even bother with the thought, tighten, loosen, beat, flow. It's just the electrical signals that move through our nervous system, that move and create these electrical impulses that awaken the wisdom of every cell, the function of every cell, so that it is operating and knowing its function, which allows every organ to work because of the way that the cells are working together. And it functions. And the organs work together because they know their function. The heart isn't trying to be lungs, and the lungs aren't trying to be a spleen. Everything working in harmony, allowing the perfection of this vessel to operate. They operate so that we may live and that we can be in this awareness of being alive and also being fully present to that which is greater than this physical form. We are both physical and ethereal. We are energy. We breathe. We breathe through the physical and we breathe through our field. Bringing our attention to our energetic field that surrounds the physical form that we are. Feeling the flow of energy that moves in and through our vessel. Surrounding us the way the atmosphere surrounds the earth. Allowing the flow to move and create a spaciousness, a field that is unique and vibrating with what is good, what is God in us. And we feel this field all around us moving, encircling, moving through us, vibrating in this goodness. We are resonant in the vibration of love, which is what we are created from. And this resonance invites all of the world around us, all of the energy to meet and match it. And we breathe and feel that magnetism. And trust that that which does not choose to resonate, that which is not in harmony with us, we become invisible to it. It moves along easily. Our energy field is how we experience the world before we physically sense the world, how we experience other, where we experience a change in the energetic frequency, where we are open and porous and feeling life all around us move in and through us. Trusting our vibration, knowing our resonance allows what is not of us to move in and through us, that we may experience it, that we may regard it, that we may honor it in our breath. And we experience and trust that we are of the world, that we are breathing with the world around us. And we breathe, feeling the flow of energy, the expanded awareness of our capacity, in our resonance, in our ability to radiate love outward into the world. We bring our attention beneath our feet to our connection with Mother Earth, the beautiful tethered cord that connects to our energy field and connects us to the core of her, where we are tethered, where we are grounded with her. And it is through this tether, like an umbilical cord, that we are nurtured and nourished in her love. We have felt this pull of gravity, this pull to our mother since we were in the womb. Every cell of our being gently tugged on, pulled to her, giving us a sense of place, a sense of home, a feeling of belonging that rises up in our wisdom, in our knowing, above and beyond the stories of who we are. We are hers and she is ours. And she gives us love abundantly, creating a world in which we can thrive. Water, soil, weather that allows us renewal, all of the resources, the animals, of which we feel and experience in a new way, that we are a part of this world. We vibrate in our nature, and we breathe as her love washes over and through us. And it is from here that we bring our attention upward above our heads to our connection in this vessel, our connection with the quantum field. Our entire vessel is now like a tulip, open to receive the light, the connection, the flow of energy from the infinite, from this field of possibility that is available to us. We open and we breathe, feeling the crystalline light energy, the gold energy that flows down and into our vessel. Flowing in, and we breathe, welcoming it in, taking in all that is available and more as we expand in our capacity to receive all that is given. Every cell, every part of our awareness expanding in our ability to receive. And as we expand, we relax in our exhale, feeling even more expanded beyond our limitations in the exhale. Surrendering our ideas of limitation, we expand outward, feeling this flow, this richness, this abundance wash in, expanding our awareness. And as we exhale, we surrender to the feeling, the experience of being expanded even more beyond our understanding. And we relax. We relax into the experience of nothingness, being here and present and expanded beyond understanding. It is this both and experience that shifts our awareness of what presence truly is. And we breathe. We breathe as we acclimate all of our senses, all of our consciousness, all of our awareness to know this experience. And in this, we begin to realize that from the very core of us, there is a growing sense of power. Our innate power, what we have been born with, rising in the vibration of our being, moving outward along the structure of our skeletal system. This crystalline blue structure begins to build, that it vibrates and amplifies this awareness, this sensation of presence. This experience of being, this amplified awareness, is our innate power. It cannot be given, nor can it be taken. And we breathe and feel the vibration expanding and amplifying in our awareness. Notice any part of your mind that is trying to grasp it. That there is no ability to grasp, to hold, to contain this feeling, this experience. Amplifying and expanding in the vibration and resonance of our divine nature. And it is from here that we expand in our awareness of truth. And it is as though a tuning fork has been struck hard. We feel the immediate resonance of the vibration through our body, reverberating and amplifying with our power, creating wave after wave of intense vibration that we come to know this as our resonance of truth. That when we are lost, when we are uncertain, when the mind is turning in on itself, we may come and feel this in our being. And we breathe. The love that has created us washes over and through us in a beautiful crystalline light energy, pouring into our vessel more easily, amplifying with our power. This creative force that breathed us into being, now a part of our function, awakening and enlivening our capacity to create in this world, to utilize our capacity in its fullest potential. We breathe, feeling this love wash over and through us. It is the stuff of which all that is made manifest is created from. And we breathe. And finally, the beautiful breath, the beautiful waves of harmony that wash over and through us like a breath, like waves of this beautiful peach, pink color, washing over and through every cell of our being, wave after wave moving through us. Every bit of our being awash in grace. And what is life-giving and what is affirming of what is God in our being, that it shapes our creative force, awakens our power to be used rightly, and allows us to create that which is good and godly in all of humanity, in this world and in our lives. And we breathe. We are shaped in this that is our function, that allows our vessel to operate optimally. And we breathe. Every breath we experience our holiness as we vibrate in truth, as we vibrate in power, as we vibrate in the divine energy of love and possibility. It moves in and through us effortlessly. Every breath we are fulfilled in all that we are, in all that is available to us in this now moment. We experience wholeness, limitlessness, expansiveness, and we breathe. is from this consciousness, this awareness, that we bring our attention to all of our brothers and sisters around the planet, all who are suffering, all who are thriving, all that are out of balance, those who are seeking balance, and we breathe with every breath. We receive all that is available as it moves in and through us effortlessly, moving into our vessel, amplifying and resonating outward into the consciousness of humanity. Love, light, power, harmony, knowing that our breath is awakening others to what is divine within, and we breathe with them, that they may find the rhythm of the breath that brings them to the present moment, that opens them to what is divine and holy in their being as we are now experiencing this. As we breathe, we are experiencing the power and the truth in our I am. And we welcome the wisdom that is arising with us to guide us through our day, to help us navigate through what our mind tells us is difficult with what our heart tells us will be painful. And it is in the breath that we find the willingness to continue to breathe and to be willing to act. In this, let us breathe in and claim our I am. I am. I am. I am. Awake, alive, vibrant, dear ones. Your I am presence resonating with all of humanity, with all of life on this planet. Feel yourself awake and alive in this now moment, knowing and feeling and experience the fullness of you, the fullness of who you are and who you are allowing your consciousness to become. No longer are you bound by the limitations of your mind. No longer are you bound by the limitations of the constructs of what you are living in. You are accessing a higher order, a higher awareness, breathing between the formations, breathing in between the matter, seeing the fine structures, the atoms and the spaces between the atoms. You are seeing that it is all simply vibration, and you are of this vibration, whole and holy in your being. Many of you called to do more, so be it. Your calling is not only in what you do, but how you choose to live, dear ones. To breathe and be and allow yourself to find what is joyful, what is life-giving, that you may work with all that is coming through you. rather than forcing it. We do not encourage you to breathe for others, to feel for others, for it is wasted energy. It also removes you from your being experience and moves you into your mental or doing experience. The more you remain in your mental body, the more that you are playing in this area, giving it more value, more trust, more validation than the experience of your presence, the more you will find yourself feeling stuck or trapped or limited. That is the nature of the mind. It is not the way, it is simply a tool to help you create, to help you have language to connect, to open you to see and envision. All of this a tool of creation, not a tool of control and management. It is an undoing and an expanded awareness that allows you to see how to use your mind rightly, dear one. Breathe in and feel the freedom in this. Feel the freedom in your ability to access that which you most desire to know. Do you struggle with this? Do you wish for more struggle, or will you ask for assistance? You are well resourced, dear ones. You have great access, and we encourage you to utilize all that is available to you, that you may remain in the vibration of your holiness. We honor and bless and breathe with you in the I Am presence, in the I Am vibration that moves through you into the consciousness of humanity. Such service, such light you breathe, dear one. We honor and bless you in this now moment. I'm going to just take a moment. It was really interesting. The chanting of I Am felt very different today, and I'm wondering if anyone else experienced that. The For me, uh, the experience was much more resonant within my vessel. It felt like in the I Am that it was a it just felt like it was working. It must be working with that um, the structure, the crystalline structure of power that is within our vessel that is amplified. Um, yes, yes, Mary Jo. Yeah, louder. Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. Louder. I know. Trust me, I can't spell either lately. Whenever I'm doing this, I've caught myself so many times. So the fact that see language, it's because it's deconstructing before our eyes, before our mind. You know, we're starting to realize how even spelling is part of that deconstruction. Angeline, when you chanted "I am," and then the first few words physically felt like it was moving through me. I've had cold tingles throughout my body. It was beautiful. Yeah, I could just feel it was a very different vibration. Um, and Brianna, yes, I felt like I was an echo, and that makes sense. Intense head pressure. Yeah, and it's this expanding a reverb. Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Like it was yeah, just like moving through like if you threw a rock in a pond and you'd see that it was like I am and woo, 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 woo. And it and what's interesting is I feel very clear that I one more question for you. For those of you who've been doing this, have you noticed that like today it was very clear, like I could experience every single one of you very clearly as this light body. It's almost like a big orb of light that you're right here, but we're clearly spread out. But I could feel this, like I was feeling it, and there are more around the planet who are doing something similar. But I could just see it. It was like I could feel this, and it was like I was feeling it in the um, the consciousness of humanity, like these. Um, I'm gonna draw it. I, why I don't know, but it was like this. Sorry, you guys. I need to draw, and I have in my mind something so much more elegant. It's like this, and then over here like this. Except I'm not really seeing the people in it, so you'll see what I'm doing. But it's like all I see is this emitting energy, and then it's like that. Does it? Can everybody see? And that this is like the collective consciousness, and it's like I can see and feel um, each one of us in that. And then this is like the collective consciousness, and it's moving outward in that, like moving through this, and that as we're in that vibration of wholeness in this energy center, that if we hold that consciously, that we are holy, then what we're doing is there's a resonance that begins to be picked up. It like we're using that universal law of resonance, we're lifting that up, we're awakening that within the consciousness. um let's see. Ooh, I love that, Brianna. Yes, felt like I was a giant boom of energy. Yes. And Angela, I felt a web threading through our center and connecting through the breath. Yeah. And I could just see that. And so I just wanted to share this because sometimes it's really easy to get caught up in our world, right? Think about where you are today. Think about what has your attention and where you're feeling stuck. I really am asking you all to do this because this is important, right? You can choose to do it or not, but I'm really going to invite you to do this, to look at where are you stuck? Where are you feeling, or not even stuck, where are you feeling confused? Where are you feeling um, disheartened? Where are you feeling, think of it like where are you feeling like you're not honored, or something is out of sync for you? And then I want you to think about that experience of being in that breath, of being in that flow, and say, okay, let's ask the question, what would I need to see or see differently in order for me to take whatever this is, whatever this experience is that I'm having, and see it in a new way, to bring it into greater alignment? What is it I need to see or experience that I can take whatever is getting my attention, that's frustrating me, that's causing me angst or stress or fear or doubt or worry or sadness or whatever, and see it in a new way? Whether it's health, whether it is financial, whether it's emotional, whether it's relational, take that. And so I'm going to post a question in the group, and you can post to that. I'm going to encourage you to think about that, to think about what that would be, so that you can move into this place of self-awareness and your power, your access to this, your access to receive the information that you need. Sometimes we get in our own way of getting those answers because we get into our mental state. We go, well, I'll figure it all out. I'm going to read the book and I'll do all the things. And I'm that way. Like, I'll just put a process to it. But when I actually take the time to check in and to be in it, I move exponentially forward. If I can find out what's really in there, instead of just trying to keep on doing what I've always done, I literally get an insight that allows me to take a quantum leap forward, to take a huge exponential move forward. And it doesn't take that long, but we feel like that's too slow. Like, I just got to keep on keeping on. So what are you ready for? What is it that you're needing? I will say, if you need to have a conversation, if you're thinking about coaching or something's calling to you that you want to do something, take a different class or do something different, if you want to talk through it, I do have the ability to do a free consult. If you're interested in coaching, if you're interested in something that, I'm not surprised because those things are moving for people. They're like, okay, something's got to shift for me. Let me know, because it does help move you into that exponential access point. It does help you move forward. And this, I wouldn't be surprised for many of you this month how that can look. So what was a reverb? So Carol, yes, you're experiencing that reverb. Exactly, I know. And then Mary Jo, interesting how it reminded us to hold ourselves in this awareness, right? How do we? And how do we use it? Because if it's just a thing we do every day, it's a task. Good. I felt good for, 40 minutes. Good. But this is more than just a meditation. It truly is an opportunity to access a different technology. So then the question is, what am I doing to bring this experience into my everyday? What does that look like? I'm teaching another class on the 18th, I think it is. I think it's the 18th. It's a Saturday. So not this Saturday, but the following Saturday from 9:30 to 1:30 on the second part. So I'm breaking apart this meditation. This one will be on accessing your divine blueprint, right? Which is when we talk about, and we're going to be talking about what the function is and how through this meditation we're accessing the function of our cells, the function of our organs, and what it is it's a way for us to come to understand our function within the system that is humanity, within the system that is the earth. What is our function, and awakening to that? And if you are feeling really called to wanting to dig into that a little bit more, that's what that workshop's going to be about. I'll be posting about that. You still have, if you want to take the remaining courses, you can still sign up for that. And we'll figure out what that looks like. But I want to invite you to that. If you have any questions, let me know. Message me. Let me know if you have questions, things that are coming up, like, gosh, I really want to talk about this. I want to think about this. I will post in our feed as well how to schedule a free consult with me. And don't worry if you've had one before and you're still like, I don't know what I want to do. That's actually perfectly fine. I'm not going to push anybody into doing it, because coaching when you're pushed into it is no fun. But coaching when you come to it and you're feeling like it's the right thing, then it's really important that you honor your yes. And we find ways to do that.